Hi everyone, my name is Jay. Welcome back, and in this week's video, we are spending our time in my kitchen. Welcome to another weekly cleaning video. Like I already said, my name is Jay. I live in Maryland. I own this home. It's an old home, so it has quite a few things to be done. And in this week's video, I really wanted to get my kitchen cabinets cleaned. I hadn't done it in a long time. I'm gonna say over a year, and I know if you watch a lot of YouTube cleaning content, like I'm sure you all do, that seems crazy, but I feel like most people don't really wipe down their kitchen cabinets as much as you see online. So I definitely needed to get that done. But first things first, I need to clean off the countertops. Okay, take two of me trying to do this voiceover. I typically upload once every 10 days. So I'd say like Wednesday and then Saturday of the following week, so on and so forth. But I'm trying to be more consistent and show up for you guys. I just feel like I don't have a lot to say. When I'm filming these videos, as I'm cleaning, in my head, I'm like having a full conversation and thinking about all the things I'm gonna say. And then it's time to do the voiceover and I'm just like blank slate, have no idea. But how have you guys been? We are currently in the midst of our second winter in Maryland. It hasn't been too bad, actually. It did snow overnight last night, but by the time I would have left the house like midday, my car was clear, the snow didn't stick to the pavement or the streets or anything. So, and now it's the next morning, it's Sunday, and yeah, there's very little snow left, just some on the roofs, but it doesn't feel too bad. It's freezing cold. I mean, like 30 degrees. It feels so cold. I don't know what's going on in my house, but it feels colder than it has all winter. But maybe the temperatures really weren't that low in November, December, but my gosh, the house feels so cold and my utility bills are so high. But I was talking to a coworker and he was saying the same thing. So I'm not alone, but yeah, I'm ready for spring. Not ready for the allergies or the bugs. But lately we've had less bugs, and I know that's a really, really bad thing for the environment, but hey, silver lining, less bugs for us to deal with. The pantry was something that I really wanted to tackle this day, in addition to cleaning the cabinets, which I'll do a little later. But I just felt like there was no room in this, and I knew there was expired food, and there was. So I had wanted to get in here and just really look at everything, kind of take a mental note of what I have, so I stop buying repeats and get rid of all the expired food, and also get rid of any of the food that I'm not going to eat. Like this macaroni and cheese, I'm not going to eat it. It's way too high in calories, and I don't know how to eat judiciously. This chicken packet was expired. It was from July of last year. So I'm going through all this and just getting rid of what should not be in here. And in my neighborhood, we have like a little food, I guess like a lending, or what is it? I'm sorry. Like a sharing library where people, have on the street, you open it up, take a book out, put a book in. We have one for food. So it's like a mobile food pantry, I guess, but you can just put food in these, they're like little houses on mailboxes. I hope I'm making sense. I know I'm sounding ridiculous, but I can go and put food in there and people walking by will take the food out and use it. And it's right outside of a church, walking distance from my house. So that's usually where, whenever I do a pantry clean out, that's where I'll put the food. And I only give away things that are not expired and that somebody will actually use. Like if I bought something and it looked disgusting, even if it was within date, I wouldn't donate that. So don't worry, I'm not donating any crap, like that pack of Chick-fil-A tortilla strips. That's powder at this point. It's so old. I'm only donating the good stuff. And coming down to the next drawer, I keep all of my snacks, and I had some liquid IV that I'm going to move to a different location. So just cleaning and organizing. And when I was in here, I thought that I could use another bin just to organize my protein bars and these Rice Krispie treats, the home style ones that have me in an absolute chokehold. I cannot stop buying them. They're so good. They're so good. I will count my calories at the beginning of the day of everything I'm going to eat just so that I have enough for one of those. They're so good. But I have replaced them with these fiber bars, which are a little bit healthier, but I'm going to enjoy this last little bit of Rice Krispie treats I have. But I went into my laundry room, and a few weeks ago I talked about how I bought this laundry organization system and never got around to using it. So I'm just going to use these bins in my kitchen. I'm just doing a lazy girl wipe down of all of the shelves with a disinfectant wipe. You know, a smarter woman would take everything out, but I like to think of myself as more of an efficient woman. So I just move things around because I just noticed some crumbs, hairs that fall off my head when I'm looking in this space for a snack that I certainly do not need. So I just did wipe everything down, and these are all covered with shelf liner because this pantry was in the house when I moved in, and if you've been around, everything was gross when I moved in, and this was no exception. Down on this third shelf, I keep all of my noodles and is that sugar? Powdered sugar. And these ramen noodles. So one thing that keeps the ramen that you buy, like Top Ramen, so high in sodium and calories is because the noodles are fried. But if you have an Aldi near you, there's some Thanksgiving stuffing that was open that was still in there. I got rid of that. But if you have an Aldi near you, they have kind of themed weeks. So they'll do like a German week, an Asian week, and they do like an Asian themed week a lot. I feel like it's fairly frequent, and they sell these packets of ramen and it's not fried, so you can make your own ramen at home. And I'm not sure how they compare if you were to go to like an Asian grocer and buy an imported good, but for me they're really good, and it's just a slightly healthier alternative. The containers that I keep my grains in back there, I usually will just buy a big bag of jasmine rice and then put it in one of those bins. And then my pastas, noodles, they're from the brand OXO or OXO, and it's their pop line, the steel top ones. I really love them. Now they are pricey. I purchased them onesie twosie over a couple months at Home Goods whenever I could find them, but I would say they range from $12.99 to $16.99, so they are pricey. And if you look at the set, you'll get sticker shock, but they are definitely worth it. I've had them for over 2 years, I'm sure longer, and I've had absolutely no issue with them, and I don't see anything happening to them. Now this Knorr, I had to do a little freeze frame. You have to buy this. If you cook, you have to buy the chicken bouillon. I also have the tomato and the beef bouillon. You have to get it. You can just flavor so many things, and and I love to cook. If you cook, you need to buy that Knorr chicken bouillon. I bought mine first. I stocked up on Amazon. I bought these huge containers of it, and I went through them. And then I was able to find this container at a Walmart, but you got to go where in the Hispanic area. So in my area, there's Walmarts in different like neighborhoods where different ethnicities tend to live, and wherever there's a lot of like immigrants, so Hispanics, Africans, that's usually where I'll find the big Knorr. And then in the other areas, you can find the really small ones. But that chicken bouillon, I will never be without it. It is so good. And in this little spinny thing, which I also purchased from Home Goods, I just keep all of my sauces and oils, my sprays for cooking, stuff like that. So I'm just quickly glancing through them and making sure everything is still within date. This is my tea drawer where I keep all of my teas, hot teas, cold teas, loose leaf teas, and then I have all of these drink packets. If you didn't know, Dollar Tree is raising their prices again. It's crazy. So I wanted to go ahead and stock up on all my drink packets, and I moved my liquid IV packs into here as well. And then I'm just putting my Valentine's Day candy in my little candy jar, and you have to buy the Brocs. These are the chalky conversation hearts. So like chalky cherry, chalky lemon lime. I'm all about the chalky ones. And watching this video back, one of the resolutions I'm adding to my list, she's a late entry, is to look better in my videos. I wanted to show up and make videos more consistently, but I do want to start looking better in them. Now, my videos are real life, maybe too real life, because I'll say, okay, I want to film on this day, this day, this day. And this particular week, it was Saturday. I was like, okay, I know it's going to snow overnight, Friday into Saturday a little bit, so it's going to be cold. I just want to film a video and clean up my kitchen on Saturday. Saturday comes, I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. I don't want to do anything. So I'm like, okay, you just get up, put a bra on, put some clothes on and clean and just film it. So I end up looking like this. Just truly, if you were to come to my house and be like, hey, get dressed, we're taking out the trash, this is what you would see. So in future videos, I'm speaking it into existence. I want to actually get ready on the weekend for you guys and just look better. I'm speaking it into existence right now. So let us pray that it comes to fruition. Do you actually wear gloves to wash dishes or clean? I didn't used to, but my hands have been painfully dry, and I of course wash dishes with scalding hot water, so I had to start wearing my gloves, and I've been pretty good about it. I would say, has it been a couple months now? I've been really good at wearing the gloves, but do you guys actually wear gloves? I see people wear gloves to clean their bathroom, and I'm sure their hands look much better than mine. And you know, you can like tell a woman's age with her hands, they say, which is very frightening to think about. But I probably should wear gloves to clean other spaces, but I really don't. I got my Mrs. Meyer's Back favorite cleanser, easily found on Amazon now, which makes me so happy. I love this stuff. I also used it on my tub. Now, it didn't do as well on the tub. I think because I needed a bleaching agent. I was using it to try to whiten some stains, and it doesn't do all that, but it scrubs this stainless steel so well, and it does really well on my countertops too. It just smells so fresh. I love it so much. I just want to thank everybody who's been watching and leaving comments on my video. I just love hearing from you guys, and the interaction is what makes it so much more fun, and I just really appreciate it. And if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe or give this video a thumbs up. That really helps me show that you actually like my content as well, and maybe watch some of my other videos. I always try and switch up the music, and I've never done a one room dedicated video before. I typically don't watch them, I'm gonna be honest. I prefer a clean of a whole house, but we would have been here for 40 minutes at least, and I figure y'all will be about sick of me after 30, so I just kept it to the kitchen, and this is where I spent the majority of my time cleaning this week. Everything else was just a normal tidy pickup, which is good. That means that throughout the week I'm doing a good job on maintaining the cleanliness in my other spaces. On the counters, I'm using my crud cutter per usual, and I'm also using that to clean off the food scale. I try not to weigh raw food on there, but you know, it still needs to be wiped down regularly. I got that food scale, it's digital, at a Crate and Barrel outlet, and it's really, really nice. It has really just helped me get a more accurate picture of what I'm eating, because your girl can eat, and I've just been eating too much. So I really, really have liked using the food scale, and it is definitely more tedious, but to me it's not a big deal. I just weigh the food and then I put it in my little app to calculate the calories and just tally up what I'm eating throughout the day. When I moved into the house, I remember the realtor talking about all the different things I could do with the layout, but at the time I couldn't see the vision, and I kind of wish I had thought more about that, because I would have moved my fridge to the other side of the kitchen and I would have just had it be totally flat on that side. So I would have moved the pantry, moved the fridge, and just had long countertop space on both sides, because I cook a lot and I need more countertop space, and moving things from like one side of the kitchen to the other, it's not a huge space as you can see, but it's one of those, you never really know a house until you live in it. And now I am using this tool I bought. This is actually the second time I've bought this tool. I bought it the first time, it didn't work. I repurchased it, I watched some more videos, and I am tightening my kitchen faucet. And it did work. It's really hard to get under my kitchen sink. I kind of wish I had an island in the middle of the kitchen, but that took a long time, and my plumber's crack was hanging out, so I clipped it down for you all. But yeah, I had to get under the sink and tighten the faucet because it's always loose. I don't know. And then here I'm using another one of those laundry bins just to reorganize under my sink. I just gone grocery shopping, so the fridge was a little fuller than I had thought it would be when I planned to do this video because I was going to wipe the shelves, but I just did a little quick clean. I pulled out some old lettuce and some old leftovers and stuff like that. So just very quickly glancing around and just pulling out trash. And then I made myself a bowl of watermelon because I like it to come to room temperature. So anyway, I made some watermelon and then I just put the eggs in the egg container. So really, really quick sweep of the fridge to get that looking a little bit better. To clean my counters, I'm using this Mr. Clean multi-purpose like concentrate, and I usually use it to mop my floors. It smells really good. I will say when you use it on the cabinets, you really get the smell and it lingers, but I just needed like a multi-purpose cleaner to give them a good wipe down. I wasn't preparing them for paint or anything, so I didn't need a heavy duty degreaser, but just to get the surface level clean. And then I did end up also grabbing a Scotch-Brite sponge, the blue ones with like the hard side and the spongy side, and I had to scrub these cabinets. So if you look at these two particularly, I think that the coating has worn off near the knobs just from frequent opening and closing over the years, and it's allowed dirt to get trapped and it's allowed that spot to discolor, and they just look like dirtier than all the other cabinets. So I wanted to get in here and I started with just a microfiber cloth, and then I switched over to the sponge to really try to just scrub those stains out. There were just drip marks and, like I said, discoloration, and then on the cabinets above the stove there was grease, so just something good to do. And I did use a step stool and still couldn't reach the very tippy top of the cabinets, but there were some dust bunnies up there as well. And you want to make sure not to get them too wet because it will kind of warp the wood, especially if you have an older kitchen like mine. The wood is probably already warped in some spots like mine is, so you don't want to have everything too wet. And then I did end up replacing the water halfway through this. I had to cut out so many clips of just my plumber's crack out. It was crazy because this is not that kind of cleaning channel, but they do have those. Isn't that nuts? It's like soft core OnlyFans content on YouTube disguised as cleaning content. It is insane to me. It's a really weird subject of video, and in the beginning when I first started my channel I got recommended those. I guess YouTube thought that I would be inspired to clean in scantily clad clothing to get more subscribers, but I don't know, y'all. It's a weird part of YouTube, but it does exist. toyed with the idea of getting the cabinets painted, but it is very expensive because it's a time-consuming process to do it right, of course. And I've also looked at YouTube at Beyond Paint. It's like you don't need a paint, a primer, no sanding, you just kind of paint it and go. But it's hard to find videos where the person actually purchased the Beyond Paint and didn't get it from the company or wasn't sponsored, so I'm a little skeptical. There's one series where like an older gentleman, he's purchased it and reviewed it a few times, but it's hard to find unsponsored videos of that, so it's something I've thought about. And at first I really wanted to keep the kitchen cabinets this natural color, but I do think it's a little dated, and I think painting them and may help disguise some of the scratches, especially on the lower cabinets. I suspect a lot of them are cat scratches from the previous owner and her cats that kind of had the run of the house, but I don't know. It's probably not something I would do this year unless I got some bug up my butt, but not something I'm planning on doing this year. But let me know, would you paint these cabinets kind of a neutral color, like a creamy white color, or would you just leave them like this? Once I finish up these cabinets, I'm going to move to the floors, and I'm going to use my Tinco iFloor 3. It's a vac mop because I was done. I was tired of smelling the multi-purpose cleaner. I was tired of cleaning. So in that situation, these cleaning tools really come in handy. The only other thing that's been going on is I had my chimney inspected. So, and if you've made it this long, I'm assuming you've watched me before and you kind of like this chatter. I hope so anyway. It'll help you power through to the end of your task. We're almost there. But I had my chimney inspected, and there's a squirrel like storing stuff at the top of the chimney. Not in the chimney, thank goodness, but when they built my chimney, they built it really wide. I don't know why. And they put these extra pieces of metal at the top. And here's that water that I used to, at the end of cleaning my cabinets, there's how dirty it was. But there's a squirrel up there, so he's like in between those pieces of metal, storing stuff, and he's actually storing a lot of the cotton that he tore up from my patio cushions over the summer, which is why I need new outdoor patio furniture. Well, they came in, they said everything in the chimney is great, your chimney cap is good, we can remove those extra pieces of metal and we'll have to custom order you a new chimney cover, and it'll be $2,500. So, and believe it or not, the price is fairly reasonable. It's not super low, but it's not astronomical for the scope of work and the size of my chimney. So I don't think I'll be able to take a birthday vacation that I was planning in March. I'll look for something really cheap that I can do in April, but unfortunately, my milestone birthday, I may be turning an age that's right between 30 and 40, maybe, but I don't know if that's going to come to fruition because the squirrel is making me crazy and I want to get it done before the springtime. And we are at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back soon.